Good morning, students. Welcome to the class Natural Resources. Today, we have to move on to the other topics, that is biogeochemical cycle. In this one, we are going to mainly learn about the topics such as water cycle, nitrogen cycle, and even carbon cycle. What do you mean by biogeochemical cycle? A name itself is saying bio, geochemical. Bio means life. On earth, the chemical process which are taking place. A constant interaction between the biotic and abiotic components of the atmosphere makes it a dynamic but a stable system. These interactions consist of a transfer of matter and energy between different components of the biosphere. Let us look at some process involved in the maintenance of the above balance. The life cycle of nutrients in the ecosystem are called as which one? Geochemical cycle. It complements the existence and evolution of living organisms. The first cycle we are having, that is water. Water plays a very important role, as we all know. See here, children, you can see the picture here. That is what happened, a hydrologic, that is water cycle they have given. So here the water which is present here, by what happened, which gets evaporated and even transpiration. A transpiration is nothing but a loss of water from the plant body are called as evaporation. That is evaporation from plants and even from the water bodies will start to evaporate, and thereby this water droplets will start to condense. After condensing, once again this water will start to precipitate, and thereby once again what happens, we will be having water. And whenever the water which is present, so these water will start to percolate and it will enter into the groundwater. So these are the process where we are going to find, that is water cycle. You have seen how the water evaporates from water bodies and subsequent condenses of this water vapor leads to the rain. As we know, that is what happened. The condensation plays an important role here in the formation of rain. We don't see the seas and oceans drying up. So, how is the water returning to these water bodies? The whole process in which water evaporates and falls on the land as rain and later flows back into the sea through river is known as water cycle. This cycle is not straightforward and simple as the statement seems to imply. All of the water that falls on the land does not immediately flow back into the sea. Some of it seeps into the soil and becomes part of the underground reservoir or fresh water. Some of this underground water finds its way to the surface through springs, or we bring it to the surface for us use through wells or even through the tube wells. Water is also used by terrestrial animals and plants for various life processes. Let us look at another aspect of what happens to water during the water cycle. As you know, water is capable of dissolving a large number of substances. As water flows through or over rocks containing soluble minerals, some of them get dissolved in the water. Thus, rivers carry many nutrients from the land to the sea, and these are caused by the marine organisms. The next thing we have to move on to the other cycle is nothing but nitrogen. So nitrogen plays an very important role, as we know that is the major amount of the gas which is present in the air is nothing but nitrogen. So nitrogen is having 78% and the rest others we are going to have oxygen, then later we will be having some point, that is carbon dioxide and other acids. Nitrogen gas makes up 78% of our atmosphere, and nitrogen is also a part of many molecules essential for life, such as proteins, nucleic acids, that is we all know DNA and even RNA, and in some vitamins. The whole body we can say that is we are getting the nitrogen. Nitrogen is found in other biological important compounds such as alkaloids and urea too. Here stages of nitrogen cycle. So one is fixation, assimilation, ammonification, nitrification and denitrification. So denitrification is nothing but a process where the nitrogen from the soil once again goes back to the environment. So here natural and artificial they have given. One is biological stabilization and electrochemical stabilization. So biological stabilization is nothing but the fixation of nitrogen through number of organisms which are present in the soil such as Anabaena, nostoc and rhizobium. And electrochemical stabilization is nothing but by utilizing the lightning. What happened, the temperature by which is provided during the lightning will be utilized by the nitrogen in the atmosphere and water, so that the nitrogen in the form of different forms, thereby it will be collected in the form of a usable form for the soil, so that the plants will be getting absorbed. That is why they are calling one is biological and electrochemical stabilization. Nitrogen is thus essential nutrient for all life forms, and life would be simple if all these life forms could use the atmospheric nitrogen directly. However, other than a few forms of bacteria, life forms are not able to convert the comparatively inert nitrogen molecules into forms like nitrates and nitrates, which can be taken up and used to make the required molecules. These nitrogen fixing bacteria may be free living or be associated with some species of dicot plants. Most commonly, the nitrogen fixing bacteria are found in the roots of legumes. Hereby, in the picture, you can see children, thereby the legumes which are present in the root nodules, they are going to fix the atmospheric nitrogen to the soil, so that what happen later it will be utilized by the plants for the number of processes. That is why they are telling they are found in the roots of legumes in special structure called as root nodules. Root nodules are nothing but a knot-like structures which are present in which one, that is roots. These are mainly found in the dicot plants. By physical fixation of nitrogen, that is natural process, the first one. Other than these bacteria, the only other manner in which nitrogen molecule is converted into nitrates and nitrates is by a physical process. During nitring, the high temperatures and pressures created in the air convert nitrogen into oxides of nitrogen. These oxides dissolve in water to give nitric and nitrous acid and fall on land along with the rain. And these are then utilized by the various life forms. You can see here certain reactions. The nitrogen, that is the gas which is present, and oxygen during lightning, thereby it will be converted into nitric acid. So thereby what happen, you can see in the form of acids, it will fall on a sand or a soil, so that what happen, it will be utilized by the number of life forms. Nitrogen in the atmosphere reacts with hydrogen gas to produce ammonia, that is NH3. Ammonia oxidizes and reacts with nitrates or acids to produce ammonium salts. These contain stabilized nitrogen and are absorbed by the plants. What happens to the nitrogen once it is converted into the forms that can be taken up and used to make nitrogen containing molecules? Plants generally take up nitrates and nitrates and convert them into amino acids, which are used to make proteins. Some other biochemical pathways are used to make some other complex compounds containing nitrogen. These proteins and other complex compounds are subsequently consumed by animals. Ammonification. Once the animal or the plant die, the other bacteria in the soil convert the various compounds of nitrogen back into nitrates and nitrites. The next one we are having, that is nitrification. So whatever may be the process which we are seeing from the atmosphere, we are getting nitrogen, and how they are converted into different forms, and how once again this converted nitrates and nitrates will enter to the environment. The second process is nitrification. A different type of bacteria convert nitrate and nitrites into elemental nitrogen. Then we are having that is denitrification. Thus, there is a nitrogen cycle in nature in which nitrogen passes from its elemental form in the atmosphere into simple molecules in the soil and water, which gets converted into more complex molecule in living beings and back again to simple nitrogen molecule in the atmosphere. Hereby you can see the picture, that is nitrates, denitrification, atmospheric nitrogen, how they are connected from one to another one. So thereby you can see that is interconnection between one another. So thereby we can directly say that is whether it is a living organism or any other thing, mainly it contains that is which one, that is nitrogen. Here you can see nitrogen in the air will be utilized by what are the substances. So even plant will be utilizes to plant made protein, and in the protein also we will be having nitrogen. So how these are used by animals, and once again dead animals in the soil, and once again from the soil to the plant. So this is nothing but the cycle of which one, nitrogen. So the next thing we are having, that is which one, the carbon cycle. Carbon is found in various forms on the earth. It occurs in the elemental form as diamonds and even graphite. That is why they are called as which one? That is, they are allotropes of carbon, that is diamond and graphite. In a combined state, it is found as carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, as carbonate and hydrogen carbonate salts in various minerals, while all life forms are based on carbon containing molecules like proteins, carbohydrates, fats, nucleic acids, and vitamins. The endoskeletons and exoskeletons of various animals are also formed from the carbonate salts. Carbon is incorporated into life forms through the basic process of photosynthesis, which is performed in the presence of sunlight by all life forms that contain chlorophyll. This process converts carbon dioxide from the atmosphere or dissolved in water into glucose molecules. These glucose molecules are either converted into other substances or used to provide energy for the synthesis of other biologically important molecules. The utilization of glucose to provide energy to living things involved the process of respiration, in which oxygen may or may not be used to convert glucose back into carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide then goes back into the atmosphere. Another process that adds to the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is the process of combustion, where fuels are burned to provide energy for various needs like heating, cooking, transportation, and industrial process. In fact, the percentage of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is said to have doubled since the Industrial Revolution, when human beings started burning fossil fuels on a very large scale. Carbon, like water, is thus cycled repeatedly through different forms by the various physical and biological activities. Children, hereby you can see that is the cycle of carbon, that is carbon dioxide in atmosphere. It will be utilized by the plants to produce organic compounds. So thereby you will be having coal and even carbonates in water, later limestone. And once again these are used in the petroleum products and inorganic carbonates, that is in the form of number of living organisms. This is carbon cycle. They have shown here how they are utilized by these organisms. You can see a vegetation, it may be, or marine or dissolved organic carbon by the number of organisms to have their bones, it may be, or even any other skeleton, or like this what happen, or the shells. So like this what happen, we will be having that is carbon. And even you can see that is fossil fuel cement production, they are going to utilize that is what number of carbon, and how they are going to produce the carbon dioxide to the atmosphere back. Here by the greenhouse effect, this is very important, and now we are facing this one, So here you can see that is sun, from the sun 20% of scattered and reflected by clouds, and thereby 51% will be absorbed by this, and once again 4% will be reflected, 19% will be absorbed by the clouds, and 6% from the atmosphere. Heat is trapped by glass, and hence the temperature inside a glass enclosure will be much higher than the surroundings. This phenomena was used to create an enclosure where the tropical plants could be kept warm during the winters in colder climates. Such enclosures are called greenhouses. The greenhouses have also lent their name to an atmospheric phenomena. You might have heard more about a global warming. This is mainly because of a greenhouse effect. Some gases prevent the escape of heat from the earth. An increase in the percentage of such gases in the atmosphere would cause the average temperatures to increase worldwide, and this is called as which one? Greenhouse effect. So these, you can see the picture here, and how it will be trapped and what percent will be radiated again, and this carbon dioxide which is present here, they are going to trap the heat, and which makes the earth to be a warmer, thus how it creates which one? Greenhouse effect. Carbon dioxide is one of the greenhouse gases. An increase in the carbon dioxide content in the atmosphere would cause more heat to be retained by the atmosphere and lead to which one? That is global warming. Thank you.